Hey everyone, welcome to another wonderful episode of Wives Wind Down. Yes, welcome everyone. Happy Wednesday, happy post-election day. I know all of us could probably use some time to just wind down. So if that's you, you are in the right place. Welcome. Hey everyone. I see you, Jasmin. Yes, I'm gonna add you on in just a second. Hey, KK. Oh, I love when y'all say hi to each other. Like, we are forming like our own little tribe and our own little group. I love that. Hey, ladies. Welcome. Hey, Princess. Oh, thanks for tuning in. Listen, Princess got 2 little boys and she be on here ready. Yes, I love it. I appreciate that. For those of y'all who are new to Wives Wind Down, I am your host, Shonda Brown White. Thank you all for joining. I have been married for 12 years now. Whoop whoop. And I started this outlet really as like, it was kind of just like a God moment. And I remember when I first got married, I was a little confused about like being a wife. I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, what do I do? And I was just feeling some type of way about it. Sometimes I was scared because I was like, oh my gosh, we're having these arguments and is my marriage over? Like, is this terrible? And then once I started talking to other wives, I realized, oh, this is normal. Like, you're going to go through ups and downs. You're going to have like situations. And so I realized, oh, okay, this is like normal. But I was like, well, why didn't anybody tell me that? So I didn't think that my marriage was going to be over. So just normalizing those conversations. And so I wanted to create this outlet so that whether you aspire to be married, whether you've been married for a year, for 20 years, 10 years, or whatever, or you're looking to be married eventually, I wanted to create a safe environment where we could be real, let our hair down, drink a little drink, and just have some good old girl talk, because that's what it's all about. It's about connecting and realizing that every marriage is different, every relationship is different, and what may work for someone else's house or household or family may not work for you. So you just got to find your groove and find your rhythm within your own relationship. And so I wanted to normalize those conversations, and I wanted to actually have them so that we could keep it real and be honest, and so that we could feel like, you know what, I'm not alone in this. So if you're tuning in and this is your first time, welcome to Wives Wind Down. We kiki, we have a good time, and we have a little fun. And if you are a repeat and you are here, some of y'all are here every single week, and I love y'all. I got to give y'all a nickname. We need a nickname. So y'all can help me figure out a nickname. Like, message me, drop it in the comments. I love when we all talk through the comments. Make sure drop a 1 if you are single, drop a 2 if you are married, so I can know like who we got in the audience tonight. And also go ahead and drop and let me know, what did you do last night to protect your peace? Hey, Natalie, I see you, girl. Quiet Storm. Hey, Kristen. But yes, drop in the comments and let me know, what did you do last night to protect your peace? I know it was the election night, and I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I played my little flute, because I got my flute now. I told y'all on my social media I got my little flute. I'm playing that, practicing that. I watched Sister. I hung some new curtains, and I prepped for Wives Wind Down for tonight. So I wasn't paying any attention to none of that mess, because I wanted to protect my mental and my peace of mind. And I was like, I'm not letting this election night ruin me. So I went to bed fine. I was like, whatever happens, Lord, I did my part. It's all in your hands. And so I want to know what you all did last night to protect your peace, and to, like, you know, somebody, KK says she went to bed at 8. Yes, girl, we didn't have time for this all night. Okay. My husband stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, goodbye, I'm going to sleep. So yes, I love that. Jasmine, feel free to go ahead and request so I can get you in here. Yes. Hey, Jackie says she did the same. Oh, Quiet Storm, you listened to D Nice for 19 hours. I love it. Yes, I love it. I saw that he was going, and I saw him early in the day, and I was like, I wonder if he's going to go all day. So it sounds like he did. I got in there when Patty was on, Auntie Patty. So Natalie said she went to sleep. Yes, girl. I was not playing. I said, I'm going to give me a good night's rest tonight. I'm not playing with y'all. Renita, hey, girl, hey. She said she stayed up watching the results. You and Eric. I said, y'all can have it, okay? Hey, Michi, I see you, girl. Our guest now, she is coming on. I'm so excited. I love her. Let me tell y'all, she don't even know. Hey, Jasmine.
Hey, Wife Squad.
Yes.
And everybody else, you know.
Listen, we're seeking names, Wife Squad, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I'm looking for some names, but I love you. Look so relaxed, like it's a whole vibe, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Yes. So before we get into it and have some fun, I want to, oh, I'm sorry. Did you say something?
No.
Uh-oh, it's a little, is it choppy on my end? It's breaking up a little bit. It's like blurry. Let me see. Hold on just a second. Hold on just. Hey, I'm back. Hey, y'all. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm back. It was really grainy, so I was trying to change the settings. Let me know if y'all can hear and see me. Hey, Micah's mommy. Hey, coach. Let's try this one more time. Thank y'all for y'all's patience. Y'all know technology was trying it. Y'all know how to try. There she goes. Yes, I can see you now much more clearly.
Okay.
Am I okay? Can you see me
Yes.
good?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I just
Yeah,
moved
Lord.
the room, so.
I know how it is. So let's give the people what they came for. Oh, yes. Thank y'all for letting me know that you could see us. Awesome. Perfect. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. So let me introduce y'all to our wonderful guest tonight. Jasmins Story is a wife, mom, author, speaker, and certified career coach. As an HR leader and sister friend, Jasmin not only serves as a professional expert when it comes to building standout resumes, LinkedIn profiles, and creating effective job search strategies, but she also arms women with tools to help them find peace amidst the challenges faced within the workplace by sharing her real life experiences. As the author and founder of A Sister Siesta, which I love, she provides practical tips and guidance to encourage mental wellness and rest for professional Black women. So ladies, clap it up in the chat and give it up for Jasmin.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Yes. So first of all, how are you doing, and how did you do anything last night to kind of like protect your peace with election night and all that's going on?
Yeah, I recently passed my yoga certification. So my family and I, we just did a session together, and I chilled out, watched Girlfriends, and had sex.
Yes. Come
Yeah,
on.
so
I
that's
can
what I
already
did.
tell. Yes, I can already tell I'm going to love this conversation. Yes. And you know what? I was going to ask you this later, but since you already brought up, I love at one point you put in a post about like you lead your yoga classes and you brought your family with you. And I
Yes.
love when you said, I set the tone in my home, Rico protects it. That's our
Yeah.
flow. So
Yeah.
like when you came to that realization, did you come to that just, based on your marriage experiences, or was that something like you heard growing up and was taught, or was that something you came to like once you got married?
Yeah, it was something I came to once I got married because I grew up in a home with domestic violence. So I wasn't, honestly, Shonda, I was not one of those girls that dreamed about getting married. I didn't think about it, to be honest. So it was just one of those things that when I did get married, and Ricardo and I just have like a really good flow because we're friends. And he actually said it to me. We were out at like a barbecue or something, and someone had mentioned how well we just kind of flow. And he said, my wife sets the vibe. I just protect it. And I was like, wow, that's really true, because it does start with me. Honestly, if I'm in a bad mood, everybody's in a bad mood.
Amen.
So it was just one of those things that I started to notice more, as our marriage progressed, as our family continued to mature, and knowing that I had that power, I was really like protective of it for myself, for my own mental clarity, like making sure I show up, taking care of myself because it trickles down to everybody else.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love that. And I was gonna ask about this later, but I like how it's flowing, so it works. But when I saw that, like when you grew up, like that really wasn't, you didn't even really aspire, marriage wasn't a goal for you, basically. Like you've been open
No.
about that. What was it you feel like that changed that narrative for you? Like, was it when you met your husband, or did you have that realization like maybe it could happen before he came along?
No, it was meeting him because when I met him I already had a child,
Yeah.
and I'm really great friends with Jada's dad, and actually my husband and Jamal are really cool too. So it wasn't even a thing even after I had a baby, and I grew up in the church like most Black kids.
Girl, didn't we all?
um yes, but even growing up in the church, there was domestic violence in my home, like severe domestic violence. So it was just, growing up under that like shadow of hypocrisy. I didn't feel like shamed or anything having a child out of wedlock. I was like, shoot, y'all are out here cutting up anyways. So whatever. So when I met Ricardo, and I met him at work, and we were just I'm not gonna lie and say we were friends, because when I saw him it was lust. Like I just wanted him. Because I was just truly just, leading with my eyes. But it just became one of those things that when I got to know him and he actually was like, no, I see something different in you. I really want this to be more than physical. Girl, that really like changed it. I was the toxic one in the relationship.
Mm.
So
That's
like a lot. Yeah, yeah. So like a lot of the narratives of like, men being the toxic one or being the ones that are like kind of dumping and being so broken in their relationships and having women heal them in a sense. That wasn't my story. I am totally I was, excuse me, past tense, was totally the toxic person. I will say to you today, if my husband didn't love me, I would have been divorced after 2 years because I was that much of a mess, hell on wheels.
Mm.
So, and even now, when we talk about it, he's like, girl, you threatened to leave me 50, 11 times. Okay. And I'm so embarrassed because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just my heart gets so full because truly when a man loves a woman,
Mm.
he'll protect you, he'll help heal you,
Mm.
and he'll want you to just be you outside of him.
Mhm.
And but God, because I really believe in witnessing what my mom went through. There was just so much redemption, in breaking those curses for my family. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
I felt that, sis, and I can tell they feeling it too. They like, "Woo, you telling my story and you keeping it 100." This is what we do every. Like, I love the transparency, and I
Yeah.
felt you when you said that because I can relate to. It's not that the void is filled, but
Right.
God just has a way of restoring other
Yes.
areas of our lives or restoring
Yes.
our hearts in different ways that we
Yes.
might not have even imagined. So it's like I experienced that hurt and what I saw growing up, but
Yeah.
God made my ladder even better. So like
That's right.
you saying that, like I can feel that through your spirit, like even through this screen,
Yeah.
I feel that. I can so relate
Yeah.
to that. Oh my gosh. I love that. Was your mom
Yeah.
able to like move through that and like, you know, heal?
Boy, how much time we got, Sean?
Right, right. That's the whole other.
Let me tell you, because oh my goodness. So I'm gonna give you the abridged version. I'm gonna give y'all the abridged version, but it was a mess. So when Ricardo and I got married, we went to the courthouse.
Mhm.
And when we did that, it was both, we took PTO. We both left the office, and he was like, let's just do it. And I was like, cool, like, let's do it. So then we went to the courthouse, got married, but he said, on our 5th anniversary, I'd like to give you a wedding, not only just for you, but for my family and all of that. And I was like, okay, that's great. So we saved a bunch of money. I'm not even going to say, because I'm embarrassed how much we paid for.
We don't judge over here. It's fine. And you don't have to say either.
Okay, we saved so much money to have this wedding. It was beautiful. But
I bet it was.
My mom showed her complete behind that entire weekend. And it was so disgusting and so embarrassing. And I just, right then, my grandmother was saying that she was jealous. Your mom is just jealous. And she sees basically the life that you're living that she thought was for her. And I couldn't see it because I just wanted my mom to be happy for me. But I do understand after therapy and just reading a lot of books how the dynamic between Black mothers and daughters is a little bit, not a little bit, but a lot of it broken. And we had to work through that. We've just recently, quarantine has brought us together.
Oh, wow.
So this is new. This is brand new. And she was here this past weekend because my kids didn't go out for Halloween or anything. We were here. And she, this weekend finally just told me how proud she was of the life I've built and that I was just extremely lucky to have a husband like Ricardo. And, I know that was just, it was a great moment for myself, but I can tell Ricardo was a little bit emotional too, because, his family, he comes from a Southern family and there's not a lot of conflict that way. And so, he's been with me through all the conflict the last 11 years and seeing just the disjointedness in my family, a lot of the dysfunction. And so for that moment, I think it meant more to him than me because I was so used to the emotional abuse.
Yes.
And yeah. And so for him, it was good. It was good for me too. But I'm just saying it was just like, girl, we've been married 11 years and now you saying that.
Listen.
But I received it.
Listen, I'm so thankful. We weren't even going. Listen, this ain't number God, but just the fact that you shared that, I appreciate that because I know how. I mean, it can't be a coincidence that just happened this past weekend, and I just, God's timing. But I'm just so glad that you all are reaching that place. I know that can't be easy. Obviously, I'm still working through relationship issues with my father, but with the mother, I can. To me, it's like another layer. Like it's a different type of deep soul ties and connectivity, so for you to share that and to be so honest about that, and I'm hopeful for you and your mom. I really am.
Thank you.
That's a
and
blessing.
I'm hopeful for you and your parents or your dad too, because that process.
Well, all right now, we're gonna just stay positive tonight.
Okay.
Because Dylan, there's different types of crazy, okay?
You're right.
Yeah, we just gonna leave that there. On a lighter note, switching gears, one of the things I'm so excited about, you have been married for 11 years. Not only did you have a workplace romance, but you shot your shot. And of course, we hear that all the time nowadays. Like, ladies, shoot your shot. And that might seem taboo or an exception to the rule for some people, but I'm here for all of it because I think, listen, sometimes you got to try something different. Last week, we were talking about online dating. So I want to know how it happened, like when you shot your shot. Yeah. But also, did you have to overcome any fear or hesitation when you actually got the gumption to be like, I'm about to shoot my shot with old over here?
Right. Oh my goodness. It's funny because my personality is one that is very comfortable. Like I don't meet a stranger and I'm comfortable. And also I'm very confident. So I knew he was gonna like me. It was just one of those things.
You're like, he gonna want all of this.
Yeah, it was definitely like that, in the office we worked in, you can always kind of spot, the younger folks, and
And
all of that.
us.
Yes, exactly. And so, in this work environment, I remember seeing him like in the elevator, and I was like, "Ooh, who's that?" And I went to the executive assistant of HR, because I'm in HR, and she knew everybody. The EAs know everybody, like everybody.
Facts.
Right. So I went to her and I was like, "Hey, Natista, you know that guy over there in finance, that sits blah blah blah." She was like, "Yeah, girl, everybody be asking about him, aunties trying to hook their nieces up, la la la, a black man working and all this." So, and I was
And he's
like,
good
"Well,
with money
right."
and numbers.
Right. And he had muscles, and he had that big back in his shirt. I love a big strong back and arms, and that was totally him. And so she was like, "Well, what you gonna do?" I said, "Just walk me over there and act like I have a meeting, and I'll do the rest." She was like, "You crazy?" And I was like, "Please do it." So we walked over there, we made small talk, and then I stopped right in front of his door, and I said, "Hey, you didn't get my email asking you to lunch?" And he chuckled, and he kind of blushed, and he just kind of looked me up and down, and he was like, "What email? What's your name?" And I told him my name, and he was like, "No, I didn't get an email." And I said, "Okay, I'm gonna send it to you when I sit back down, and I expect a response."
Come on.
So I sent the email, and the next week we went to lunch, and literally after that we were inseparable. Like that's how it worked. We went on the date, and we went to a Mexican restaurant that was like right around the corner from our office. And I remember like ordering a chimichanga, and I was eating it and talking, and he was
I
like, "Oh
remember
my
eating
God, I've
that.
never."
Yeah.
Even in our wedding vows, he was just like, "One thing I knew about you was that you were greedy and you had no apology about it." And I was like, "Oh gosh." I was definitely just like, I don't believe in representatives. Like, I just need to be myself so we can just get that out the way. So, yeah, girl, after that, okay, we ate, and I remember telling him that I wanted to pay half the bill, and he was offended. And again, a lot of this comes, just to give context, a lot of this comes from seeing my mom being economically abused,
Mm,
and just some of that power struggle. So for me, I always wanted to have some type of
mhm.
authority or power or control
Yeah.
in situations with men. Um, and that was new for him. And he's Georgia, like he's Southern. He is, I mean, like red clay, Georgia. He was like,
Yes.
"Pay for the meal if you don't put your purse away." He was very offended. But as he got to know me, he understood why. And yeah, we were best friends. The challenge was like introducing him to my daughter.
Mm.
Yeah. So I toyed around with that for some time. Like I prayed about it. I talked to girlfriends. Um, I didn't want to take Steve Harvey's rule, the Think Like a Man book. So I didn't, I waited about 5 months for them to meet. And I let her dad know, because her dad would pick her up from my townhome, and we'd meet at the daycare. And I was letting him know, like, "Hey, I'm dating someone very seriously. And I'm going to introduce her, this weekend." And I had him meet me at like, it was like a restaurant, like a mom and pop restaurant. And he had ordered me an iced tea, and he had ordered her a Shirley Temple, which I thought was so cute because he didn't know what to get her. He didn't. He
Yeah.
didn't. So yeah, and I just remember my daughter was very apprehensive. Her and her dad were very close. Her dad is very active in her life, so I knew that was going to be the biggest challenge. But we got over it, and
Yeah.
here we are.
Listen, y'all are cracking me up in the chats. They are
Oh,
loving it. They said that's amazing communication. One thing that I loved about that story is how you said, like, you were confident with shooting your shot. I think there's a misconception about shooting your shot where I'm just assuming based on conversations I have where women may feel like they're coming off as desperate, or that it's even with online dating, they feel like that. But you came correct. Like you knew what you knew what you wanted. You communicated that. You were firm and polite. I'm sure like a little flirtatious, but you still like honed in on like your inner queen, your inner confidence, and like you let that be known. So like what advice would you give someone? Because I've had some females reach out. Somebody's on here tonight. I'm not gonna call her out. She's probably gonna call herself out. But I've had ladies reach out and they're like, listen, I want to shoot my shot, but I'm scared, or I just don't know if I can do it. What would you say to them? Like, what's some advice you would give?
Yeah, the first thing that made me, I think, the most comfortable again was just understanding that I was the prize in the room, and I really, really just thought that it would be an honor to know him, just like it would be an honor for him to know me. You know, I led with that, and really, you know, when you have a mindset like that, it just becomes your vibe, and that's how you move and you flow. And from there, honestly, I think it's just a mindset shift for a lot of women, because we are taught like to be chased or hunted, which is totally, I mean, after I laid the bait down, he did the rest.
Hey, good answer. Yes.
He did the rest, but I wanted to make the initial approach. And this is again some of my toxicity coming out, was that I wanted to be in control. So it's a pro and a con, you know. I really just wanted to be controlling in that sense, honestly. So I don't want to give that advice, but I think if you have the right mindset where you know you're the prize, and it's an honor to know you as well as an honor to know him, leading with that thought was really, to me, a game changer in how I even approached the whole situation. Like, shoot, he want to know me. I want to know him, clearly. So hello.
When you said it's an honor to get to know me, yes, honey.
Yes.
Even though I know you're leery about the word control, I think it's like you said, it's a pro and con. But what I wrote down was control. You basically controlled your narrative.
Yes.
Because you know you controlled how the story started. Like you said, once you laid the foundation, you controlled that, which I think is like wonderful and spectacular, and it's such a change from how we're raised. Because like I was saying to someone the other week, like, yes, like we should be doing what God has called us to do while we're in the waiting period and while we're trying to figure things out. But at the same time, like, God ain't gonna just drop your man on your doorstep either. So sometimes you gotta put yourself out there. So like the fact you controlled your narrative in that story, and instead of saying like, well, I don't want to go and talk to him, you were like, you know what? He's attractive. I'm attractive. I want to get to know this brother. And you went and you did it.
Yes. Faith without works is dead. Okay.
Period. Listen.
Period.
I love that. Did he ever say like how he felt, you know, later on? Like, did it turn him on that you came? Had that ever happened to him? Do you even know?
Girl, yes. That was such a big turn on to him. Oh my goodness. Because I do, and it's an ego booster for men too, right? Because they're always like buying the drink or asking for your number. And so when a woman says like, hey, no, I'm interested, let's meet up, let's go out, let's have a conversation. It's like, oh, you piqued me? Okay. Okay, you know, and I know for a fact it was definitely like an ego booster, because his mom and his dad to this day talk about that.
Oh my
God. Jasmine, you got him with the big head over here. Like, I'm like, oh my God.
I love that. Oh my gosh. I love it. You said I laid the foundation. Yes. That's what I love. I'm like, we're changing the narrative over here so we can think about it in a different way. Like somebody said, let me get to these DMs. Yes, sis, get to those DMs. Like, listen, Because then y'all be mad if they ain't sliding in the DMs. You be like,
Right.
everybody, my DMs are quiet. Listen, if they
Right.
slide in there, you slip and slide on back, okay?
That's
like,
it. That's
shoot
it.
your shot. Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Anything else you
Shoot your
wanted to say
shot.
about like shooting your shot or anything else around
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, you know what? The other thing too was I did my research too. Like I did like I asked, the EA about him, right? She gave me some valuable insight, some intel on him about how he loved the Falcons and just different things around the office that she knew and she made me privy to. So because the first thing is he married already? Does he have a situation? Is he dating someone in here? Give me all of the information. Okay. So I would definitely say before shooting your shot, which it seems obvious, but sometimes, we can jump into situations without doing our due diligence. And that was one thing. Like, I just wanted to hear from a neutral party, especially a woman. Like, girl, what's good? What's tea? So
I
yeah.
love that. Somebody submitted a question. Thank y'all for your questions. They asked, in the space you're in today, would your approach for control been different?
Ooh, uh, because I'm speaking as a healed woman now, then yes, it would be, Um, it would definitely have, I definitely would have still approached him, but I think it would have been maybe I could have been a lot softer in the approach because y'all, I was coming on. I did. I was like a Mack truck, okay? It was like nothing you could tell me. So I do think my approach would be different now because of just therapy and time, like just wisdom with a lot of different things. It would have been a little bit different, but not much, quite honestly. I am who I am, but I know that with just some of the healing and some of the work that I've done, it probably would have just been a lot softer.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's a nice segue to like, and thank y'all again for that question. Oh, somebody said, question from his page. He is so low key, so I couldn't do much research, but I did shoot my shot. I do know he's not on social media a lot, so no response back yet. Either way, I'm proud I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
There we
right. Well, what
go.
do you know his first and last name, sis? Like Natalie. Yeah. Do you know his first and last name? Because everybody is on LinkedIn.
Aren't they? Drop it in the comments, Natalie, if you know his name, girl, because you can find him on
Yes.
LinkedIn. She said I'm aggressive too, though. Yes, she
There
said
we
she
go.
can relate to you a whole lot about that.
Awesome.
Can be
Yeah.
good, and like you said, you just gotta and listen. It worked for you. She said yes, so it sounds like she does know his name. So you're suggesting
Oh,
she find him on LinkedIn or something.
yeah, absolutely.
Boom, there you go. See, we got the tips for y'all tonight.
I'm
Single,
telling
married,
you.
we are here for y'all. Okay.
That's right.
Now,
100%.
yes, I haven't had a chance to tell you personally, but I've been following you for a long time now, and I appreciate how you make us professional women, not only you challenge us and you remind us about our self-care and how important it is, and not
Hmm.
just that, but like everybody out here wants to be an entrepreneur. And guess what? Some of us don't want to be an entrepreneur. Some of
Yeah.
us like having the side hustle books and all of this stuff. We like that as a
Mhm.
side hustle, but we still like we like, listen, I'm gonna use the job to invest. And I actually
Right.
don't mind what I do at work,
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
love that you encourage that. And you have so many real, honest, and inspiring affirmations and quotes. So I want to go
Thank
through
you.
a few of those because to me they were so powerful. And I feel
Yeah.
like they will be powerful to women who are tuning in now live and who will also tune in after this.
Yeah.
So I want to quote a few of them and then have you share briefly, like, just like go a little deeper with it if you don't
Yeah.
mind.
I don't
Okay.
mind.
The first one is your name is in rooms your feet haven't even entered yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. 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 That is from real life. That's real life for me. The position that I'm in now was literally by way of someone mentioning my name and saying, you know, Jasmine would be really great on this team. Like, you guys need this type of person, this type of energy here. And it was a God moment for me, because it was right in the middle of my FMLA stress leave from my last job. And I was doing an IOP. An IOP is intensive outpatient program, where you do like group therapy, psychotherapy, one-on-one therapy. Like, you have a doctor that tests your chemical. I mean, the whole works. I was doing that for 12 weeks, and I had short-term disability, so I got 80% of my check. But literally in those 3 months, the clarity for me, it was clarity for other people, you know, and they were dropping. I'm so grateful for these folks that were just advocating for me and dropping my name in rooms that would ultimately like change the trajectory of my career and my life, and even the quality of my life. Like, right now, I promise you, it's so much peace, you know, so much peace in my home, and just peace in so many places for me, that knowing that people just know you, trust you enough to be like, hey, you need her in whatever you got going on, is such a blessing. So yeah, that's really where that came from for me, because it happened, you know, it was definitely happening for me. So yeah.
I love that. Y'all believe that now.
Yes.
Speaking of peace, this is another one of my favorites. Peace of mind is the real bag.
Oh,
Ooh,
yes.
help the people. Help us
Yes.
ourselves.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Because it goes back to a little bit of what you were talking about, right? Because the narrative right now is entrepreneurship, you know, get the bag, which I think is beautiful to an extent. But when we realize that society is rooted in slavery and capitalism, you understand that peace, especially for Black women, because of our history of servitude and being the quote mule of society, there's no amount of money or hustle you can give me that will give me peace. And we see that with celebrities, we see that with people that make millions of dollars and still wind up in a crazy house, or needing, you know, rehab, or still having anxiety attacks, because money isn't the real bag. And after making so many types of salaries, and striving for certain things, I realized that. And although I'm compensated very well, after going through some situations that were stressful and anxiety ridden, and having to do like that FML leave, oh yeah, it came very apparent to me. Nah, peace is the real bag.
Peace. Listen,
Peace.
peace. I've never chosen peace of mind and regretted it. Never.
Okay.
But it takes some life. It takes some trials and tribulations. But listen, I read that. I said, yes. This is the other one. Oh, this was one of my favorites. There's so many, but we almost out of time. And shout out to y'all who just came on. I see you, Jennifer. Hey, girl, hey. You said Daniel slept in the lion's den. Peter slept in a storm. Jesus slept in a storm. No matter your circumstance, you can take a nap. Come on, somebody. You can take a nap.
You can take a nap. Real professionals rest. That's really where I sit with everything. You could take a nap. Okay.
Do you still sell those t-shirts?
I do.
Okay. Because I saw them for your retreat. I know I digress, but I saw them for the retreat. And I was like, oh, but I want one for myself. I didn't go on the retreat. Can I have a t-shirt? Can I buy one? But yes, continue.
Yes, no, I mean, that's real, because what I learned is that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional, right? So like, bad things will happen, but I don't have to suffer through it, and I'm not going to. Like, I cannot be moved. And this is just, again, like you said, right, from living life, like just from having some of these experiences, something bad may happen, but you cannot knock me off my square. I'm going to go take a nap, and I'll be back. I'll be back, you know, and a lot of times when I have that approach, whether it's to people or situations, the energy shifts. It literally just, first, if it's a person, they realize that they have no power, and they let up. They're like, oh dang, that didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I'm gonna leave her alone. Or they get really upset, and they start being upset with everything and everybody.
Yes.
And when situations are like that, it's not escapism. It's literally just protecting my peace and just telling myself that I need to recharge. So I wake up with a renewed spirit and mind to have some type of reset on how I'm going to deal with it, honestly. So that's really how I approach things. And I mean, my dad says, and you probably can't tell now because I'm in a different room, but my dad says that I never age whenever he sees me. A lot of people say that, like, they don't even believe I'm the age I am with two kids. But it's just from just having that type of lifestyle, honestly.
I love that. I'm so glad you said that, because it validates what I did today, because I was literally on a conference call and someone, they weren't saying anything negative, but they were like, man, that election and stuff. And I said, hold on, y'all. I was like, can we not do this? I said, I will gladly hop off the call if you guys want to talk about it. I said, but I'm not, I said, and he was very nice about it offline. He was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I was like, no, it's fine. He's like, I'm trying to be mindful. He's like, I wasn't going to say anything about the candidates or anything. I said, no, it's fine. I said, I'm just also protecting my peace and making sure that, like, no one says anything out of pocket, because then it's gonna be
right. So
I was like, I'll gladly remove myself and come back. Right. They're like, no, it's fine. And like you said, they shifted, and the whole atmosphere changed, because I was like, not today.
Exactly.
Yes. So one of my last questions before we get into the fast wraparound. Oh my gosh, this has been so good. I know you're an HR professional and you're expert. So, like, as it comes to us, especially if you guys don't follow Sister Siesta, make sure you follow it, because it's so many great tips. And of course, follow Jasmin. But Sister Siesta is also for us as well. It's her other brand. But, like, what advice would you give to women as it relates to, like, advocating for their mental wellness, especially if their job, like, I'm blessed that my job provides so many options. Like, we have free mental health and everything now. But, like, if their job isn't conducive to that type of environment, what types of advice would you give to, professional Black women like myself and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing I would suggest is to check out the toolkit that you do have. A lot of people do not know or haven't really gotten to the details of what their organization may offer, like an EAP. EAP is, the Employee Assistance Program, and there's a lot of valuable tools there. Like, they'll give you referrals to therapists and different therapy. Sometimes you can even get, like, discounts going through your EAP for therapists. There's a lot of tools there. So that's the first step, I would say, is to first use the internal tools that are available to you and check your benefits. The second thing I would say is to make a checklist. And I do this a lot with a lot of different ladies. Make a checklist of the things that are misaligning with your spirit, with who you are authentically. That alignment is so important, because we are who we are, and the exhaustion you feel is because you are in an emotional distress and you're not being who you are most of the day. So the physical exhaustion you feel, sis, is because of the emotional turmoil that's happening. And so if that's happening, we need to remove ourselves. Now, I'm not saying to make an emotional decision and just jump, right? But I'm saying to get our ducks in a row and to understand who we are first. And that's really what I had to do too, why I was having so much stress. It was like, okay, what are my values? What type of environment will I thrive in? Where can I fail forward? Because failing is inevitable, but can I fail forward in different environments? And so once I got really, really sure of who I was in this environment, I was able to align myself with organizations or environments that helped me to thrive. And so once I was doing that, just the strategy and the key pieces to that helped my quality of life, helped the work-life balance. It also gave lens to me to understand what wasn't for me. So when people do present me with opportunities, I'm like, I appreciate it. Thank you. But no, thank you. No, not at this time. Or maybe she will be better, or maybe he will be better. So that's where that comfortability with myself has really helped. And also in just environments that are spouting, a lot of narratives that are opposite from what I live, I'm okay with it, even, being on social media and, no one's really talking about wellness for working Black women. All of us aren't entrepreneurs, but you would think that when you scroll.
Right.
And I'm like, you guys want to be invisible? Like, no, we don't. I don't want to be invisible. This is real life. Like my life, the ecosystem, my circle of friends work jobs.
Exactly.
Like, so I think too, like once we're honest with where we are in our daily life, we can get the support we need instead of ignoring it and pretending that it's just going to get better if we grind and hustle our way out of it. No,
Nope.
those situations will meet you again where you are.
Especially if you're a professional today, and even if you aspire to be an entrepreneur or you are an entrepreneur, guess what? That stress that you're carrying right now is going to be magnified. Because I know there's a few
Amen.
entrepreneurs on here, and they will tell you firsthand
Oh
that
yeah.
is like, it's some serious work. My side hustle is
Yeah.
enough by itself. So my
Mine
hats
too.
go off, but like you off to them. But like you said,
Yeah.
like there's a lot of professional women too that we we need to care about our mental wellness.
Yes, all of us, yes, collectively, and that's the biggest thing that anybody that comes across or I talk to in passing, that's what I want them to get from me is that, rest is truly, truly, truly the key to anything and well, to anything worth having,
Uh,
and I believe entrepreneurs, working people, I mean, self-made, everybody, we always find a way to like cut ourselves up into segments, like just
yes,
as a whole,
the
as
whole.
Black women, we need to really be taking care of ourselves and being sure that we're just being honest where we are in our life. Like eventually I probably will be a full-time entrepreneur, but that's after my kids are out of college and they don't have any debt. And I'm okay with
Yes,
saying that. Like I probably will be 50 something before I'm 100%. I'm cool with that.
right.
I am so cool with that. So that's just where I am. I love having this side business because it feeds my spirit and allows me to help other Black women.
Yeah.
And really my purpose is just to show the ease of being a Black woman in corporate America and not succumbing to capitalism. That's my purpose. Nothing more. It's not a big grandiose message. It's just to show that ease in that. So,
I
yeah.
love that. Somebody says, and I like how you're teaching that you can turn down offers that don't align with your peace. Yes. And
Yes.
Angela, she said, protect your peace plus keep your joy. Hands
Yes.
raised.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Well, now it's time to switch gears. We have almost 10 minutes left, so this is
Okay.
great. So I want to switch it up and do what we like to call our rapid fire round. Ladies in the chat, y'all know how it goes down, so get your little answers ready because I know y'all be lit in the chat. And also don't forget to grab your glasses because we're going to be toasting very soon.
Yes.
Natalie, we got an update. She said, sidebar, I found his LinkedIn page. Listen,
There
this
you
is
go.
why
Okay. Now
Jasmine has
you
been
cooking with
married for
grease.
11 years, okay? She's got tips for y'all.
Now you cooking with grease, sis. Okay.
Listen, cooking with grease at Crisco.
Yes.
All right, we need an
Yes.
update, Natalie. Make sure she said alignment is my new bag. Yes, so make sure you update us, Natalie, in a
Yes.
week or two on your new LinkedIn friend,
Right.
okay?
Right.
Thank you,
Right.
Jasmine.
Absolutely.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. First one, toilet paper over or under?
Ooh, over.
Yes, that's my type of girl. Who takes longer to get ready, you or your husband?
Me.
Mm. Would you rather have a couple spa day or Netflix and chill?
Ooh. Netflix and chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I saw that massage that you got. I did the in-home massages before. Best
Everything.
everything. Listen,
Yes. Yes.
everything. That's a
Yep.
whole story. Who's more likely to leave a pile of clothes around?
Ricardo, for sure. It's up there right now.
Right?
And staying, because I ain't picking it up.
Huh? Sometimes like, I'm gonna just see how many days this is gonna last.
Right. Exactly.
Home cooked meal or takeout?
Home cooked.
Who cooks more, you or him?
Ooh, it's 50-50. He made oxtails last night. I don't eat meat, but he cooks. Yeah.
Come on, cook.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Because see, I'm trying to normalize that, like, some of those traditional roles and stuff, they just
Oh
don't
yeah.
make sense. They don't,
Exactly.
they're not, some of that
Yeah.
may not work for your household. So
Yeah. It
have a
definitely doesn't
husband
work
that
for
can
ours.
cook. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the better listener, you or him?
Him.
Oh, come on, listen. All right, this is typically difficult for most people, even though
Okay.
this question I keep every week because I want to know.
Okay.
Would you rather option A, argue all the time but have great makeup sex, or
Oh.
B, never argue and have mediocre sex?
Oh, A. That's easy.
I figured. Listen,
I'm good at arguing. I don't care. Shoot. I go to therapy later. That's what I've been doing. True story. Girl, please.
yeah, you said I ain't got time.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You like the sex will get us through.
That it will. Okay.
Oh Lord, I figured that was your answer, especially with when we started out. You told us what you did last night. I said I already know her answer to
Oh
this.
yeah. 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 Yeah.
Would you rather plan a vacation or a sister siesta event?
Um. That's a hard one. A
Mm.
vacation with my hubby.
Yeah.
Oh, with him. I'm out, ladies.
Right. Bye. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
I know how much you love your sisters, though, so I had to throw that
I
in
do. Yes. Yes. That's why I was like, oh, but yeah.
there. Who's usually the first to apologize?
Oh man, him. I'm getting better at that though.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, girl, I'm a piece of work. Well, I was. Sorry, was. That's my homework. Past tense. I was a piece of work.
And you know what, sis? We love it because it was your past. And it's like
Yeah.
you just to know that you've been married for 11 years and like you make it
Yes.
count and like he was with you in the trenches and y'all are still
Yes.
together. That's what it's about. Like,
Yeah.
somebody wrote the other day, they was like, I hate when people say marriage is hard work. And I'm like, but on the flip side, y'all, then you get married. You're like, why didn't anybody tell me this? And it's like,
Right.
it takes work, but
Yeah.
anything worth having and that's like worth the love, it's
Yeah.
worth it. So
Yeah.
I love that. And I hope that
Yeah.
you know you've evolved. Like, look at all the wonderfulness that
Yes.
you
Yes.
definitely ain't toxic towards me. I just know you through the social media.
I'm not towards anybody else. It was just the romantic situations, dealing
Exactly.
with men because of the abuse I saw and all of that. So
Exactly. We
yeah.
all got a little baggage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
last one. Favorite Black love movie of all time. Your personal favorite.
Love Jones.
Oh yeah, that's a favorite one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
could watch that all the time. I used
yeah.
to. Yeah. I love that one.
Speaking of sex, I feel like Love Jones has one of the most epic, best
Woo!
sex scenes ever.
Yes. Yes.
We don't really get
Definitely.
that nowadays.
Yeah, we don't.
Hmm.
That was it was really sensual. And wasn't it
Yes.
Maxwell that was playing, I think? I mean, it was such a great scene. Mm.
Yeah. Because I think it started with Miles Davis, right?
Oh,
That playing the record
yes.
player. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Then I
Yes.
think it went to, I can't remember what it might have been that. Woo, yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah. I
sis,
love
you
it.
have been incredible tonight. I cannot thank you enough for saying,
Yes.
especially, I know you all lost power. A lot of us lost power last
Oh, my
week.
gosh.
So I'm glad that we all survived.
Yeah, exactly.
But as we wrap up tonight, I want everyone to grab your glasses. Y'all in the chat, y'all know what to do.
Um,
Grab your wine glasses, your virtual wine glasses.
yes.
And I want to know, first of all, tell everyone where they can find you or anything you want to share. And then also, what are you toasting to tonight?
Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so first, You can find me on LinkedIn, Jasmin Forts, Jasmin with no E, or here on Instagram at Jobbing with Jazz, JOBBING WITHJAS. And I don't have a Twitter anymore. Twitter was too loud for me. Facebook, I'm on kind of so. But Instagram, I'm here pretty much. And I am raising and the one thing I would want to leave with my sons are to value the restful moments in your life because they aid the love in your life as well.
Say that one more time.
Yes. Value the rest in your life because it aids the love in your life. And a rested woman, what I've learned, is able to give love so freely, whether it's physically to her husband, to her kids, to her sisters, to her family, because you're centered, you're rested, you're well, you're balanced. So value that rest. That's what I would leave. So I'm toasting to that.
Woo! Oh, where's your glass? Oh.
Yeah, I'm drinking water and things, so
well,
that's
you can
all.
drink the water too. We welcome
Okay,
everything.
yeah, it's in a mason jar, so
yeah. Somebody
it's upstairs in my setup. I had to move rooms, so
Somebody had a Capri Sun in a wine glass one night. We've had a smoothie drink. Listen, we welcome everything. Wine,
yes,
grapefruit. I love
all of
grape
it.
juice, water. We don't care as long as you got something. But yes,
Right.
like that is value the rest in your life because it aids the love in your life. I couldn't read my own handwriting,
Yeah.
but that is beautiful. And I just want to read some of the comments because people have truly, this has been amazing. Somebody said, thank you for keeping it 100%. I needed this. I'm about to get my DM life. Someone else said, so incredible. Thank you for sharing your heart of transparency with us tonight.
Yeah.
You are a true gift.
Thank you.
And somebody said I need to get my link to life and value the rest in your life. Rested woman can give love. Somebody said you're speaking their language.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Somebody else said they have peach juice. But yes, and I just want to toast to you, sis, because like I said, we didn't know each other personally, but I have followed you for a while, and real recognize real. You can get vibes even via social media,
is true.
virtually. But you have personally inspired me and encouraged me to rest and to advocate for my own rest and my self-care and not being ashamed of it, whether it's therapy, whether it's doing things I enjoy. So I appreciate that. So I toast to you tonight, all that you're doing, not for just me, but all Black women.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you so much. Cheers. That's beautiful. Thank you. This was great.
This has been so wonderful. You all, my guests, I can't do it without you, my guests, and I can't do it without all of y'all, my viewers. I love y'all to pieces. If you're sitting here and you're like, oh my gosh, this was so incredible. I need this in my life. I need the husband or my boyfriend, whatever, to put the kids to bed. I need to do this again. Well, guess what? I'm going to be here again next Wednesday. Same bat channel, same bat time for Wives Wind Down. And I'm here for y'all. So we are here again to let our hair down, to have some fun, and also just keep it real and have some good old girl talk. And so we can hear great stories about marriage and about what it takes to really, truly not only just get married, but to stay married. And obviously Jasmin is yet another wonderful example of that. So make sure y'all join us, share, tell a friend. Right after this. Now listen, I need the prayer wars to start praying this week or right now, because last week the devil tried it. We had Jennifer Spears on here and she was incredible. And then the Instagram live didn't save my video. Right, girl, I was hot. And see, I love this because it's live and we get to interact. So I get the whole podcast thing, but I'll be honest, sometimes if I'm in the car, a podcast put me to sleep. Not because it's boring, but because I can't.
I know what you mean,
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my God, it's so relaxing. Oh, girl, you better wake up and be driving. So,
right.
The replay will be available right after this. Y'all start praying now. As soon as we wrap, I will add it to my IGTV, and you can catch this episode as well as all other episodes. So again, Jasmin, thank you so much. And y'all have a good week.
Yes.
Bye. Bye.